Testing, testing, testing. Waiting for this to kick in. Testing. There it is. All right, let's get going. Let me minimize that and that. All right, today is Friday, February 6th, 2026. Welcome to the month of February. January was fast. We did hit, well, as you can tell right now if you're watching the market rebounded back to 25,000. And then my best trade is obviously always in sim, because I have a lot more patience with myself. If I can ever get to the point where I trade like the sim account, sim 101, I think I'll arrive to the degree I win more than lose. You can see that account is up 75, almost 74,000. Well, it's a little over 74,000 now. I do play around in that, so that's not an actual number. But PA 29. I got stopped out at 250 loss 3 days in a row, and I was trying. I started with that account, and I've got to be a better trader. I've got to at least wait for 935 to print before I do anything. More likely than not, I need to wait for the first 15 minutes and then trade. I lost in PA 29 and before the 935 mark. So that's on me. I had $120 something loss, and I followed it up with another loss. Boom, 2 trades in, out, lost. You can see the account balance on that is 49,457. That is PA 29. PA 28, I'm holding on by the hair of my skinny chin, or the hair of the chinny chin, right? I don't know if I'll save that one or not. Right now, the PA accounts, I've got a $250 loss on it to lock me out. I am most likely moving away from Apex. They keep raising the bar. I like Lucid. Lucid is kind of where, now neither one of my Lucid accounts are real money. They're still in, well, all of these accounts are sim, as you know, with prop firms. Even the PA accounts at Apex are I'm hoping that I can turn around PA 29 and get a payout there. That's my hope this year. I've got to trade better. I've got to be more patient in my account. I don't need to tell you guys how to do things because, you don't really need to listen to me to start with. I am using Al Brooks stuff with 5-minute charts. I switch between 5 minutes and 2 minutes. My notes over the last 2 days, tough, even though down, there is a lot of backfilling, double bottom bounce and up on the 11:15 to 11:20 a.m. bar. That was Thursday's bar. Let's go back and look at that. So here is my notes on this day. I caught this trade on this bounce, and it was 1 micro was worth $400. So this was $1,000 trade roughly on basically, well, $800 trade on 2 contracts, just 2 micros coming off the bottom right there. Double bottom roughly, and then a rejection up. I think S1 was roughly in here at one point, and there was a low, or maybe it was S2 that was down here. I forget. But this move here was a solid move. That's one that I caught in sim yesterday. And today, the one I caught in sim was right here. Was this move at 11 right here as it crossed back over. Rejected on this. I had this pennant flag going right now, longer pennant flag on the 5-minute chart, and we were holding. We held the third time. I thought, hey, this is a good shot. I did take on this trade and able to capture a little bit of profit and get. I was actually down on Lucid 01, and I was down in well, actually PA 28, I believe, is the one that caught this move right here for a little bit. And then I should have waited on, at minimum, I should have waited. Even if I would have waited at 9:35 and went long right off this, I believe that would have knocked me out on at least one trade. But maybe the second trade would have been profitable. This one going up here to the 15-minute range, it's difficult. The first 15 minutes of trading are where I lose. Seems to be the first account that I trade inside that first 15 minutes. It's a freaking crapshoot. I might as well just be throwing dice at the table right now and hoping not to throw a 7, 4, 11. If I could be disciplined enough to wait for the first 15 minutes and make my first trade after 9:45, waiting for 9:50. If this would have been my first trade right here at 9:55, that would have been a winner coming down. This one here may or may not have won, depending upon if that stop would have got hit right here. This one here was interesting. I did take that one on a little bit. And this one right here was a nice one. So basically, there were, with the exception of this setup, the 9:35 setup, I keep telling myself I wait for 9:35 and then I'll enter the trade. The problem is watching the market go all the way up. And then I think my first trade, I actually tried to short the market underneath all this, and I got caught. I wasn't able to move to break even quick enough. It rolled against me, and it was down 122. I reversed it, and then it went right back down and knocked me out before it went up. I believe that's how I lost the 250 in PA 29 today. So bam, bam, thank you, ma'am, all before 9:35. So at minimum, it's the toughest thing I've ever had to do is waiting 5 minutes to get into a trade. You can see my lines on here. Today's notes I wrote, I'm only down 550 in my PA number 29 right now and locked out of it. So QuantGuard obviously locks me out, which I like that. 550 means like total. I'm at 49,457. So I still am within striking range. Two or three solid winning days next week will bring that account back up over 50,000. So hopefully 50,000 before 49,000. I know I can make that back. You must never trade until 9:55. Bar prints, nothing early. So I wrote that down. So that's kind of the 9:50 mark is really the first trade I should be thinking about. So here's your 9:50 up against, look at that. Did not trade that bar. I did trade this bar, and I was able to capture some of that money. These magenta lines on the are prior lows that we broke through in the previous sessions, and looking back far enough. So if you go back to, the market's going straight up now, right? 25,000. I stopped trading. You know, I like to stop around an 11:30 marker or better. So we're looking, this is a 4-hour chart. Looking back, go back to the dailies, and you can see this is the low of 1121, and that's where I haven't marked anything lower than that right now. So we could physically get rid of this one here, because those are pretty close together. 1121 low, and then we have our lows. I want to get rid of this one right here too. I'll keep that one on the chart. 1217, I like that move up right there. See the line that I have on the chart. This one here looks okay. This is where we were. Here's our 15-minute. The 15-minute range today was 227.5. 227.5 points in the MNQ. It's insane. My spreadsheet, by the way, is just crazy. Crazy volatility. It's not real fun to trade those first few trades. So if I can get away from that and wait for the market to show its hand a little bit, I do much better. Look at the ADRs at 768. This means that just a 2R stop on 2 contracts is a $150 loss if you get it hit. 1R stop is 76, and it's getting to the point where I'm going to have to move to the 1R stop because this is taking too much. But I know 1R 70, that is, the market flows 50 ticks, 60, 70 ticks before you can turn around. The markets are crazy. It's absolutely insane. See the 3P target, 345 ticks right now. So if you take that divided by 4, you got the points right now that the market would have to move. So 345 points just for a 3P move. Excuse me, 345 divided by 4. That's 86 points, and we're moving 100 points. Just the 15-minute area moved 227.5 points in 15 minutes. Take that times 4. Ticks is a 910 ticks. It moved from high to low inside 15 minutes. That's just an extreme volatility right now. That's why it's so hard to make money. That's why it's so easy to make money and lose money right now. It's just it moves against you in your stop. I watched other traders, they move without stops, like Nutty Bar trades without stops. I mean, God bless him, but I can't do that. So here's your 4-hour. Look at that right there. I had this at this data series is a pain in my ass. It eliminates it and holds it back. I don't know why it doesn't keep the data series where it's supposed to. But you can see what I'm thinking maybe. There's a line that we want to put on the chart here. How about that all holding, huh? And this is what I put in today. All right, so let's go back to my notes and then call it a day. There are better trades with less volatility after 15 minutes have passed in trading the markets. It's absolutely pure gambling at the open. You're such a better trader. There will either be a pullback or failure to allow an entry later on. You must wait. There is opportunity after the market slows down a little and gives you a little time to move stops into profitable positions. 25,000 in the MNQ hit again today. I feel like I'm finally learning how to trade with momentum. Do not jump early. There is always another trade. So that's my notes that I had in my as I was thinking about the day overall. But it was, I'm not happy with myself a lot of days right now in my trading. And I think a lot of it has to do with the volatility of the markets. I mean, I'm trying to make the PAs from Apex pay. I hate I've got a $250 stop loss, and it just, like I said with my spreadsheet, I mean, 2 trades right now on 2 micros, and that's all I'm trading is 2 micros, because I like to have the ability to move with one contract and have it trail behind a profitable stock, because I know in my head I still know the way to long-term profits is to have a trailer that makes up for a lot of the small losses that you take. At least that's my humble opinion, and I'm going to stick to it to the day I die. First target, a lot of times I don't take that 3P target. I move it to an area that I believe is more advantageous inside the trade. Yeah, I'm just glad the week's over. Tomorrow's Saturday. I think that's my favorite day of the week. Thursday is still my favorite day of the week. It's Thursday. I like Thursdays, and then I guess Saturday seems to be my second favorite day, and then there's Tuesday, probably my third favorite, because my wife and I are both off that day, or used to be. My wife's definitely off. Yeah, I don't have anything that I notice. Most of this here, as you're looking at it, are EMA lines that look to retest. This trade right here was the best trade I had, but it was in a sim account. They're all sims, but this one was in the true sim account where it just took off. I've got to stop myself. The first 15 minutes is just kicking my ass. There's no doubt about it. The first 15 minutes of trading, it's just, I mean, I think, all right, I'll wait for 9:35, and then today I couldn't wait because look at this. Look at this bar right here. Just this bar right here, the first 5-minute bar was 24,887 minus 24,700. That's a 187.5-minute bar. I mean, it looks easy on hindsight, but when you're looking at this, that's just freaking kicking my ass. If you just look at this in a 1 minute. So here's 1 minute. 9:30, 9:31, 9:32, 9:33. Bounce off. Zooming. You'd think that, oh, you could make money right there if you just wait for the 9:33. But look, just this 9:33 bar. Let's look at that bar by itself. 1 minute range, 24,833 minus 24,700. That's 133 points in 1 minute. And you wonder how you can't make money. If you're on the wrong side, bam, that's the bar that kicked my ass. And we don't know where it went inside. We just know that somewhere during this bar, it opened here, it went here, it made its high right there, and it closed right here. But inside that minute, it could have went down and up and around in all ways. But I'm just telling you, this is the bar that I lost $250 on, this 933 bar. I was short, got stopped, reversed, went back down, knocked me out, and then it proceeded to go up. So it is what it is. I got my ass handed to me, hit $250 loss before I could turn it around. Volatility is just crazy, just absolutely insane. And if, like I said in my spreadsheet, if I would just trade one micro at it, and have a 1R stop, will you think that I can get 5 trades in that way? That might be the answer. So 70, so one loss is half of that, $35, $40. So 40 bucks. Maybe it would make more sense to go 1R stop and 1 micro with a 2P stop and try to make that money back. 230 would be $115 profit on one contract, I think. 50 cents a tick, yeah. All right, I'm going to save this. I'm closing it because I'm tired of looking at it. And I'm tired of talking. So let's get out of here. Where is my stream at? It's right there. All right, this is Dave Knight here at wherever the hell I am in Western Pennsylvania. It's getting southeast of Pittsburgh. Super Bowl's this weekend. Go Seahawks. Do not care for the Patriots. They had our number back in the day when Brady was there and Belichick and all that stuff. How about him getting snubbed in the Hall of Fame voting? I think that's interesting. I think if he wasn't dating a 28-year-old or 29 or whatever heck age she is, he probably would have been in the Hall of Fame. Plus, if he didn't go to North Carolina's coach either, if he just stayed out of the one, didn't date a young girl, I can't blame him for that. But and also not going back into coaching. If he just stayed away from it and kept his chin up, he's a Hall of Fame. He'll get in. He's definitely going to get in sometime. I mean, how can you, guy that's won that many, 6 Super Bowls, how can you say no to that? All right, let's get out of here. God bless. Take care. This is Dave Knight Trading. Trade crazy, everybody. I'll see you on the next video next week, on next Friday, most likely, which will be February 13th. Today, once again, was Friday, February 6th, 2026. Welcome to the month of February. Bye for now.